So in this video, I want to introduce you to what we mean by factorizing. So the idea is that so far we have been expanding brackets, and we've been expanding just single brackets, so something like 2 multiplied by x plus 3, for example. So that's what we have been doing. And we've been multiplying the 2 by the x, and we've been multiplying the 2 by the 3, and we would get the 2x plus 6. Factorizing would be taking this bit on the right-hand side, so this expression on the right-hand side, and then getting it into the form on the left-hand side. So some people like to call that putting the brackets back in, or reversing the process of expanding the brackets. But I think it's important that you understand that factorizing, what it means is writing 2x plus 6 as a product of its factors. Okay, so what we've got here is 2 terms. We've got the 2 and we've got the x plus 3. These are both factors of 2x plus 6. So what I want to do is I want to figure out how do I get from there back to there. Okay, so let's just go with the 2x plus 6 to start off with. And imagine that this isn't there. So the first thing you might do is you might say, oh, well, we've got a 2x and we've got the 6. And 2 and 6, they both have a common factor of 2. So that must mean that I can factor 2 out of a bracket. Okay, I can factor the 2 out of an expression that when I multiply 2 by that bracket, I would end up back with the 2x plus 6. So to get what's in the bracket, essentially I need to divide each of these terms by the 2. 2x divided by 2 is x, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. And I get back to what I started with. Now, you can also do this in a grid if you want. So the idea would be that you've got a multiplication grid. We're starting off with the 2x and the 6. Okay, so that's the result, and I need to get this bit, and this bit. So spotting that you have this factor of 2 means that that would have had to have been x, and that would have had to have been 3. And so that gives you the 2 and the x plus 3. Okay? Let's take a look at another example. Let's say I had 2x plus 8. Well, spotting that both 2 and 8 have a common factor of 2. Okay, they're both even. So 2 times some bracket. 2x divided by 2 is x. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 2 lots of x plus 4. Okay, so that is fully factorized. Let's take a look at another example. Let's put this to 4x plus 8. Now again, both the 4 and the 8 have a common factor of 2. So I could factor 2 out of a single bracket, and then 4x divided by 2 is 2x. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. But we wouldn't refer to that as fully factorized. And the reason for that is because 2x plus 4 has a factor of 2. Okay, so the 2x plus 4 could also be factorized, and we could factor 2 out of that. So rather than us just spotting, oh, they're both even, so I factor out a 2, the idea is that you're trying to factor out the highest common factor of 4 and 8. So the highest common factor was actually 4. So I would factor the 4 out. 4x divided by 4 is x, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So actually, fully factorised, it is 4x plus 2. Now, what you're seeing here is just looking at those coefficients and then looking for a highest common factor to factor out. Okay? But factorising does get harder. And we could have multiple variables. So we could have something like 2xy plus, let's say, 8 x squared y. Okay? So we could really ramp this up. And don't worry, we will be going on to examples of all of these in the coming videos. Now, if I had something like this, then the first thing I would be looking for is the highest common factor of the 2 and the 8. Okay? So I've got 2 terms, so I'm going to have just 2 terms inside my bracket. So I'm looking for the highest common factor of 2 and 8, which is 2, so I can factor 2 out of both of them. Now, do they have any other common factors? Well, both of them have an x involved. So the highest common factor of x and x squared is x. And then they've both got a y involved as well. So actually the highest common factor of the y and a y is y. So essentially you're looking for the highest common factor of both terms. And that's what comes out of the bracket first. You can then divide both of your terms by the 2xy. So 2xy divided by 2xy is going to be 1. 2 divided by 2, x divided by x, y divided by y. And then this term divided by 2xy, 8 divided by 2 is 4, x squared divided by x is x, and y divided by y is 1. So actually this should become 2xy on the outside, 1 plus 4x on the inside. So we can definitely ramp up these examples to more complicated problems like that. And as I said, we will go through plenty of those examples. But factorising doesn't just end there. We will also be looking at factorising into double brackets. So there are some expressions where you need 2 brackets that you're looking at with multiple terms in those. Some expressions will factorise into 3 brackets or 4 brackets or 5 brackets. And that type of factorisation, you're more kind of like stepping into the realm of A-level at that point. Okay, so our focus will be very much on factorising into single brackets, then factorising into double brackets with examples that go from foundation up to higher.